I'm so excited to do this video because now I can write my thoughts down, highlight certain things, and you guys can actually visually see them. This is very important. I finally figured this out because I was writing notes on my editing software, and that editing software that I use, it only allows you to write a certain amount of characters. Okay, but now I've discovered another way to communicate my message, to provide you guys information, to improve your life, to condense this information, to make it visual, to summarize what I want to say. This is highly important when you're talking about communication, especially when you're talking about education. Clarity and brevity. This is important. So let's talk about this here because I'm so excited right now. 6 reasons why I'm not a Christian. You're angry already, right? Because you thought that everyone's a Christian, and you may be wondering why a person would not believe in Christianity. Well, I'm going to provide you with 6 sensible reasons why I am thankfully not a Christian, and nor will I ever be. Let's begin. See, you have to get outside of the text. You have to get outside of the text and value education, value reasoning, value the intellect. Okay, when you start going into the text, you become crazy. Let's begin. The first reason why I am not a Christian is because Christianity is simply man worship. This is something that the Christians hate to admit, or they can't even see. Christianity is fundamentally man worship. Their God, Jesus, was born over 2,000 years ago. Before that, he wasn't known by anyone. Think about it. Their God, Jesus, was born. He lived a perfectly human life. He ate, he slept, he talked to people. People saw him walking around. The Romans didn't believe that he was God. It would never occur to you that another human being is God unless you were brainwashed to think so. This is highly important for you Christians to understand. Christianity is man worship. Many people have claimed to be a god. The pharaohs, they did. And please understand here that I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. In fact, my channel is about research, it's about education, it's about self-enrichment. I'm about providing you with information so you can make better decisions. I'm about providing you with information so that you can actualize, you can maximize your full potential. You can't do that when you're brainwashed, when you've been lied to. What I want to point out here is that Christianity is fundamentally man worship. Christianity, unfortunately, has a debased view of God. So when we look at Hinduism, what do? What do they worship? Well, they believe in idols and statues. Okay, I'm not trying to be offensive by saying that. When you have Christianity, what do the Christians believe in? They believe in Jesus. They believe that he's God. So Christianity is man worship. Jesus is a created being. He's a part of this nature. He was created. He did not create himself. Christianity is a condensed form of Hinduism. And I want Christians to know here that you can believe in God and not Jesus. Let me say that again. You can believe in God and not Jesus. You can believe in God and not Jesus. There are 2 completely separate entities. If you never believed in Jesus, you can still believe in God. Do you understand this? And Christians have a difficult time wrapping their heads around this rationality, this sensibility. You can believe in God and not Jesus. Number 2, the Bible is not the word of Jesus. Now, many Christians may not know this, or they don't want to admit this, but the Bible, specifically the New Testament is not the word of Jesus. The New Testament was written after Jesus, hundreds of years after Jesus. So there's automatically a disconnect between what you read in the New Testament and the teachings of Jesus. So think about it. Why would I become a Christian if you're telling me Jesus believed in certain things? Well, what did he believe in? We will never know, because in fact that's one of the predominant stories of Christianity. That's the narrative of Christianity. The whole thing is shrouded in mystery. Just like the true teachings of the Buddha, he didn't leave any writings behind. What did he teach? We truly don't know. So Christians are following the teachings of human beings, which is why I say Christianity is very much an earthly church. It has more to do about you than Jesus. The religion of Christianity has more to do about those people who wrote about Jesus. In fact, it is from the Christian tradition to just write a book and then attribute that book to Jesus. That's what Christians have been doing since the beginning of Christianity, making things up. And what about the Book of Mormon? Some Christian wrote that book just recently, and now he's connecting it to Jesus. He's saying that Jesus inspired him. This is what Christians have been doing since day one. That's why you can't take their testimony seriously. Okay? These things happen over and over again. It's an old story now. Write a book and then attribute it to Jesus. And relevant to Christianity, I always say Christianity is more about you than Jesus. Christianity is more about you than Jesus. You can make up your beliefs as you go along. It doesn't mean Jesus believed in them or Jesus taught them. Okay, let's quickly go over the third reason why I am not a Christian. It's because Christianity has a dark and morbid view of humanity. It has a dark and morbid view of humanity. It says that human beings, that we are utterly corrupt intellectually, morally, and spiritually, that we are not able to differentiate between right and wrong. So it doesn't value human beings. And I say that we are able to differentiate between right and wrong. I know the difference between right and wrong, goodness and evil. I know these things because our nature is not corrupt. It's not corrupt. I know the difference between right and wrong. And ironically and strangely, Christianity has it backwards. It says that human beings are corrupt. People need to be held accountable for their actions. Christianity does not hold people accountable for their actions. It provides an excuse for them because they say that everyone's corrupt. Well, speak for yourself, okay? Christianity also teaches that babies go to hell. Unbaptized babies will be thrown into the eternal fire of hell. I want you guys to think about that. Some very celebrated Christians who are considered to be saints, think about it. They said unbaptized babies, infants who are unbaptized, they will be thrown into hell. This is a religion of love and rationality? Of course it's not. Furthermore, do you know that the Bible teaches believers to kill men, women, infants, and animals? Think about this. No good book would ever command people to kill women, infants, and animals. I asked a Christian about this verse. He said, this is only in wartime. Are you kidding me? You really think that an infant or an animal is going to pick up a machine gun during wartime? Take up arms against you? I mean, seriously, this is a scary book. It really is. It comes from an evil source, no question about it. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. What type of book would command believers to execute infants and animals? Are you kidding me? Yeah, but Christians would say this is to be done only in wartime. Only in wartime. Really? So you got to take out the llama. You got to take out the duck the porcupine before he takes you out, huh? I mean, these people, actually, this is not a laughing matter, because in World War I and II, do you know that the Europeans who are Christian, they killed millions of animals during these wars. And in fact, they enlisted animals to be engaged in warfare. People are absolutely nuts. The fourth reason why I'm not a Christian is simple. The basic teachings of the religion are incompatible with human nature. They completely go against reason and sensibility. Christianity wants you to just suspend everything we know to be true and to work your hardest against yourself to believe in these imaginary beliefs and to take them seriously. People have difficulty believing that a man is God. Now you want to talk to me about the Trinity? The Trinity? Christians would have us believe that Jesus is not only God, but that he's one of three entities that make up God, each of them inexplicably separate, but yet somehow mysteriously united. There is no way a human being can believe in these things unless someone inculcates you with these beliefs. That's a fact. Furthermore, I would encourage Christians to read the Bible for yourself. Read it for yourself from start to finish. If this religion truly matters to you, there is no way you'll come to the determination that the Trinity is true. Your mind will not, your reading, your studies of the Bible will not lead you to the Trinity. I can talk at length about this. This is not taught by the New Testament. The Jews never believed in the Trinity. They never believed in the Trinity. Let's go to the miracles. Okay, what about the miracles of Jesus? We're told that Jesus was constantly performing miracles. Well, the Romans never said he was. And I would have thought that one of the most important miracles that he could have performed was to leave a book behind for future generations and to be lucid and clear about your teaching. There's nothing clear about the New Testament or Christianity. And Christians pretend to believe in the resurrection. They say that Jesus is alive right now, that he has been resurrected. How can you prove that? How can you prove any of these things? We are not created to try to work against ourselves and believe in these very imaginative beliefs, these ridiculous ideas and beliefs. That's not the point of life. The resurrection is made up. The assumption of Mary. Christians would have us believe that Mary went to heaven. Same thing as Jesus. The assumption of Mary. Well, what happened is they stole their bodies. That's what happened. The fifth reason why I am not a Christian is because, look, besides the fact that Christianity is man worship, you have to go through all of these intermediaries just to get to Jesus. Christianity calls you to worship everything but quote-unquote God. Go through saints, paintings, baby Jesus, Mary, the church. And by the way, the Pope had real aspirations of bringing every man, woman, and child under his authority. Yeah, that's the religion of Christianity. It wants one man to think for all of humanity. How scary is that? Look how the Christians carry around Mary and then they tattoo their bodies. Look at this. This is scary. I mean, look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is a devilish religion. They carry around a statue of Mary. Christians tattoo the cross, Jesus, Mary on their bodies. Hey, because the more tattoos you have about your religion, hey, you must be right. That's what it's reduced to. This is terrifying. Look at this. I mean, I'm serious. This is devilish. Yeah, now some Christians are saying, oh, but this church, this Catholic church is from the devil. That's all they do is lie to themselves. It's been around for like over 1,500 years. So they didn't get it right. When Jesus was living, he didn't get it right. So what? You got it right? You listening to this, you got it right, huh? Lying to yourself. Just yesterday you were a disbeliever. Now today you're a believer. And you got it all figured out, huh? Belief is contingent on time and condition, my friend. Okay, stop lying to yourselves. Anyway, you get the point why I'm not a Christian. This leads me to the last reason why I'm not a Christian. It's all of these Christian denominations. Let's talk about it. Do you know how many Christian denominations there are out there? Christians make up their beliefs as they go along. Do a search on Protestant Christianity. Now they're saying they got it right. Their religion was created or began 400 to 500 years ago. They got it right. The first 1,500 years was wrong. Let's start it up again. Let's start up a new thing. Let's start up a new religion. You know, the Christians actually say if you have two Christians in a room, you're going to have three opinions. And that's right, because they know they're lying to themselves. They're making up their beliefs as they go along. What, you're going to refer to the Bible? Because the Protestants say, you just need to refer to the Bible. The Bible is the source of all religious disagreement. Don't you get it? The Bible is incoherent, inconsistent, and ambiguous. This is one of the predominant reasons why I can never be a Christian. They haven't even figured it out. We're almost dead here. Everyone's almost dead here. And you guys are still trying to figure out what it means to be a Christian. By the way, Christian is a word that was developed after Jesus. Jesus never said he's a Christian, nor did he command people to be a Christian. Are you guys getting any of this? I think I've been very lucid and clear and transparent here. I think I've given you very sensible reasons why I'm not a Christian. And by the way, that's a scary picture, isn't it? I don't think it's a coincidence that the more Christian you become, the more susceptible you are to devilish possession. Look at all their priests molesting children. Look at their nuns. They become mean and angry, reclusive. This is a scary religion. Wake up, humanity. Wow, what a remarkable video that I produced, packed with so much information, so much authentic information, so much objective information. This is astounding. In 18 minutes. And I went over about 8 minutes long. I could have done this video in probably 9 minutes. In 18 minutes, I took down a whole tradition. And I did it all in my underwear.